Hello people, I am back and I'm talking about two things I've wanted to talk about for a bit but I really haven't found the time, and that is the 40-man Royal Rumble, all the outrage, and Ring of Honor and HDNet. But I'll start with the Royal Rumble because I'm sure that's what people want to hear about and I want to talk about. And in all honesty, I'm not that outraged about it. When I first heard about it, I was just like, yeah, I don't care. It's probably won't hurt the match. I can understand why the WWE wants to do it. Recent Royal Rumbles haven't really done that well in terms of buy rate, haven't made as much money as they wanted. And maybe adding 10 more could do, would appeal more, just for the sake of there's 10 more men that could win it now. More marquee value, I guess. But then there's also the fact that they might be doing it to increase the quality of the Royal Rumble match, maybe have the match still be 60 minutes or 45 minutes or what have you, yet have more entrants in the match to keep the pace high. But on the other hand, you could make a bit of a clusterfuck. But the whole reason, I'm not as interested in the Royal Rumble as I used to be. And I'll tell you why, and I hope you can bear with me because it might take a bit to explain. There are two world titles now. And some people might not get where I'm coming from, but the Royal Rumble, what was it when it was still quite popular? Or what was it for, most of its history in the WWE? Well, it was a setup to WrestleMania. Whoever won the Royal Rumble would be facing the WWE champion at WrestleMania. That was the thing that appealed to me when I was a casual fan. Whoever won the Royal Rumble, not only was it prestigious to win the Royal Rumble on its own, but they would be facing the world champion at WrestleMania, and there was really only one chance that the title would change hands before WrestleMania, and that was at No Way Out for me. At least that's when I was really into it, and it might, or it might not. It depended. You still had an idea of who, or at least one half of the main event picture was. So it, as I said, it was a setup to WrestleMania. These days, though, you have two world titles, so mathematically it only makes up a quarter of what will be the main event or semi-main event, or the quarter is in. There's going to be two world title pitches, 4 contestants ideally, and the Royal Rumble winner will only be one of those. So it kind of devalues that there's two titles. Not only that, but it seems there's more chance that the title will change hands before WrestleMania now when you've got 2 Elimination Chamber matches with at the Elimination or No Way Out pay-per-view or Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, whatever it's called now. I can't remember entirely. My brain is just fuck. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, the title's got more chance of changing hands. So someone might win the Royal Rumble, but you don't know who he's going to be facing. You don't, and add to that the fact that because you've got 2 world titles, they're practically worthless now. The way they change hands as frequently as they do. Jack Swagger, what the fuck? And that's really all I have to say to that. The 40-man Royal Rumble doesn't really bother me. What bothers me is just poor booking, too many world titles, and them not understanding what the at least not understanding anymore what the real appeal of the Royal Rumble was. At least I hope. And I've heard rumors of the WWE wanting to merge the titles, and that would be great because I'd rather deal with one champion, because at least I can remember one world champion in the WWE. The Miz and Ed, well, yeah, I can remember the 2 world champions, but I had to think about it. I remember when I was younger, I was able to just remember the world champion off the top of my head straight away, and then everyone they beat for it going back like a decade. Well, every champion going back a decade. Now I couldn't tell you who the champion was 6 months ago anymore. Well, I've rambled on about that quite a bit. Ring of Honor losing their HDNet deal. There are pros and cons to this. I would think that there's actually more pros to this than there are cons. I've also heard rumours that, and nothing's confirmed, it's just rumours, that Ring of Honor wanted to get out of their HDNet TV deal because it was costing them too much money. Um, I'm I could believe this, but uh, I'm still a little bit skeptical um, about that. I'll believe it when someone can confirm it, but I don't think anyone's confirmed it yet. Um, and but the positives of this are, they can, if it is saving them money to not do it, that's great. I want it to stay around. Plus, I didn't see the TV show as much as I would like. I did try watching it online as frequently as possible, and I did think it was a good show, but I didn't, I knew that the show wasn't performing up to Ring of Honor standards. It wasn't getting people on their website, generating enough traffic, generating enough sales. Um, and this way, maybe they can go and get onto a network that people actually have. I understand have, well, they have, from the HDNet show, they got TV in Russia, Italy, and France, I believe. But obviously, that wouldn't be generating enough income if they're still deciding to, you know, it's not generating enough money for Ring of Honor if they're still no longer doing it, or discontinuing it, if it is them, of course. There have also been talks of them doing live specials, like 2 or 3 hour live specials on HDNet, and I actually think that would be better for Ring of Honor than the 1 hour weekly TV show. I think if you did that, you would get a better representation of the die-hard fans of Ring of Honor. You would have a better representation of what the Ring of Honor DVDs are like in terms of wrestling, and I think you would, it would just be able to generate overall more buzz. The thing is, the TV show is on every week, and it's probably, well, I can say with almost 100% certainty, it would be getting more people watching it than the iPay-per-views. But the thing is, I always hear more buzz coming out of the iPay-per-views after they've happened than I do after a weekly TV show. Why is that? Because they're usually stacked cards. Now, if they were to do a live special on HDNet with a stacked card in front of an actual crowd that wasn't entirely papered and full of fans who don't know who the wrestlers are, then you would be onto something. I think that would work like the old pay-per-views did and the iPay-per-views work when they deliver. When they deliver, a lot of buzz comes out of them because it shows, what's special about Ring of Honor. And I don't think the TV deal or the TV show really does that enough. While there are really good matches that happen on it, it's only one per week at maximum, and not in front of a usually subpar crowd. No offense to the people who would go to the tapings, but I'd know for a fact that it was heavily papered and the fans weren't always Ring of Honor fans. So hopefully if they were to do live specials, they'd get more exposure than they would for their pay-per-views or iPay-per-views, and still be able to put on the type of product that the fans love them for. So maybe that would be better for them. I'm not 100% certain of that because pay-per-view didn't work and TV didn't work, and I'm not sure iPay-per-view's working because we know it's making money for them because it's got such low overhead costs. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And another thing is, now that they have been on TV and they have produced a television show, you would imagine it would be easier for them to go to another network and say, that's our product, with good production values. So they're not showing them the shitty house show DVDs of the product, or the with the poor production values and the poor lighting, where you can't even tell that Chris Hero is a human being or Dave Prazak is an actual shape. Because the TV production I felt was really good, and if they were to go to other networks, bigger networks, basic cable networks, they could say that's what our product looks like, and they'll be more inclined to give it a shot. At least I feel that may be the case. I don't work in television, but you would have to imagine it would help them out in getting another TV deal. Of course, as for the ratings, we never know. Well, I don't think we'll ever really know what the ratings were because HDNet doesn't subscribe to the Nielsen rating system. Therefore, I don't think they'd know. But yeah, I've heard things like it was only getting 10,000 viewers, and I'd heard other things saying it was getting 250,000. I don't know. I honestly could believe either. But anyway, thanks for watching. I know it was long, painful, and all that shit, but yeah, that's what you get when you get a video of me rambling. Bye.